Hey guys, Steve Welch here with your fact of the day. I recently put out a video, and that video was actually about the most number of recalls per brand that came out as of 2023, right? And that was actually a pretty telling list, right? I had a suggestion, and I'm going to go ahead and do this too. So to not do it by the number of vehicles, but by the number of total recalls that were issued, which is actually, it's a very different list if you go by who issued the most recalls, not necessarily the most vehicles, but the most total number of recalls for different things, right? So I'm going to go over the top 10 with that. And then we're going to go over exactly what the top 10 for the recalls were. Number 10 is actually Kia America, right? Kia America has 21 total recalls, or 6% of the total amount of recalls that were issued at 3.1 million vehicles. Jaguar Land Rover North America has 21 recalls as well. That is 6% of the total, or about 85,000 vehicles. So obviously a lot less vehicles, but they made the list because of the number of vehicles that they've recalled. Number 8 is Nissan North America. Nissan has 23 recalls that were issued in 2023, about 6% again, or 1.8 million vehicles were affected by those recalls. Now Daimler Trucks, that was number 10 on the other list. It's actually going to be number 9, 10, 9, 8, 7 on this list. But 23 total recalls, 6% again, but it only affects 261,000 vehicles. That's semi-trucks, it looks like. So now General Motors is the next one up. 25 total recalls for General Motors, or 7% of the total amount of recalls that were issued. Once again, by number of recalls, not by total cars, but it affected just over 2 million cars. Now, Mercedes-Benz is next up with 31 total recalls. That's 9% of the total, and it affected 478,000 vehicles, right? So now number 4 is BMW of North America. 32 total recalls, 9% again, but affected 340,000 vehicles. Forest River, and I had to look this up. It looks like that's an RV manufacturer, but still a vehicle, right? But they issued 37 recalls for their vehicles, about 10% of the total, but it only was 11,670 vehicles. So not a lot of vehicles, but they did issue 37 recalls for those. Your top 2, number 2 is Chrysler, or FCA, so Fiat Chrysler America, was 45 total recalls were issued. 13% of the total for about 2.7 million vehicles affected. And number 1 for issuing recalls, Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company issued 58 recalls, or 16% of the total number of vehicles recalled, for 6.1 million vehicles that were recalled. Now you might remember on the other one, Honda was number 1 with the most vehicles recalled. They weren't even on this list. So they definitely didn't issue any more than 21, because obviously number 10 had 21 recalls. So Honda issued a lot less recalls, but it did affect more vehicles. So now we'll flip over here to my other list. And my other list is, so now what was the number 1 reason for the recalls? And we'll kind of go back down there too. So number 10 says visibility. Number 9 says seat belts. Number 8 says equipment. 7 says structures. 6 says powertrain. Fuel systems. Number 4 is airbags. Backover preventions. Number 3, electrical system is number 2, and service brakes is number 1, according to the Daily Mail. And it says they got this particular information from the National Highway Safety Administration. So there is something else here, a little caveat to add into the end here. So it says since 1966, what has had the most recalls? And that's actually interesting too. So number 10 says equipment, 9 says exterior lighting, 8 says seat belts, 7 is child seat, 6 is hydraulic brakes, 5 is powertrain, 4 is gas tanks, 3 is electrical systems, 2 is tires, and number 1 is airbags. By the way, airbags says 238 million recalls that were issued for airbags. So very, very interesting. Like I said, that's all from the Daily Mail. I'll link that down in the description, but that was, like I said, a suggestion that I go over the total number of recalls that were issued per manufacturer by number of recalls, not by number of vehicles. So tell me what you guys think. Steve Welch, your fact of the day here, going over the recall list here again for you for 2023. Definitely like, subscribe. You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.